bon matin. Hey guys, it's Chloe. It's morning time here. It's probably like 7:45ish. I wake up early every single morning, so I woke up early. I went to the boulangerie and got a little quiche and also got some fruit. I got some apricots and peaches from the market. I love just being able to just go downstairs, and 2 feet away from me is a boulangerie and also multiple markets, and it's super nice when you live in a city to just have everything around there. Back at home I have to hop in the car and drive a couple miles and do all of that to find a grocery store. But anyways, I'm at Jardin du Plante maintenant, and I wanted to just sit down and chat for a second about routines. The eating disorder loves routines, it loves schedule, it loves things not changing. That is the thing of the eating disorder, is we don't want things to change. We want this to be the same. I want my body weight to stay the same. I want my food to stay the same. I want my exercise to stay the same. If we try and reduce our exercise, it's really, really fearful. If we try and eat more, it's really, really fearful. Yada yada. It's very the masculine, right? I always talk about this, and in my masterclass that I'm creating, I'm going to be talking a lot more about it. But eating disorders are, us being really heavily in the masculine, but in a toxic way. So that masculine energy is one that doesn't like change. Things are direct, logical, mathematical, all of that. Now the feminine, which is usually what we absolutely just destroy and lose when we're suffering with an eating disorder, because the feminine's about nourishment and receptivity and pleasure, which is literally the exact opposites of what we do when we have an ED. But the feminine is all about dancing and moving with life, with the flow of life, right? A stereotypical type of just image of this for you guys, even though I'm talking about energies here and I'm not talking about genders, but if you want to just kind of get an idea of what I'm saying here, when you dance, let's take just a man and a woman who are dancing together. The man roughly is, for the most part, a lot of the time just kind of standing still, and the woman is kind of dancing and twirling around. Okay, so the man is leading, he's grounded, he's kind of more stable, and then the woman is just kind of dancing and flinging her dress and her hair around him. And so that's the feminine energy. She really loves change. She loves it. She thrives in it. We thrive in these cycles. We have our menstrual cycle. We go through the multiple different seasons every single month. We go through fall and winter, spring and summer, and then we repeat, and our emotions change, and our appetite changes, and our connectivity to ourself changes throughout that time as well. And so as the feminine energy, is really, really connected to this change, and she loves it. Like I said in the beginning though, the ED isn't. And so I went through a period in my life, long period of my life, where the idea of change, a change in my routine, was absolutely 1000% just daunting. So daunting. I needed to wake up at the same time, go to bed at the same time, eat at the same time, on the dot, right? I'd be looking at the clock. I would tell myself that my snack had to be at 3 o'clock, and so I'd look at the clock and it'd be 2:55, 2:56, 2:58, 2:59, 3, now I can eat. It's that's how rigid and structured I was. Let me know in the comment section down below, actually, if you kind of have that same thing with meal times, if you're very kind of strict with them, it has to be right at that time. And so traveling with an ED is very, very difficult, because traveling is all about change. It's all about leaving your routine. It's kind of the point. And someone asked me this the other day, because she was like, wow, you're going on a trip, and wow, you bought a one-way ticket, and that would be my biggest fear, because I just like my schedule. It was so funny, my response to her immediately just was I came on this trip to get out of my schedule, to get out of my routine. I'm seeking that out. As someone who's really connected with my feminine energy now, I really understand how much I don't thrive in redundancy, and I don't thrive in routines that are very similar, because I start feeling very stagnant. And that's kind of how I was feeling before this trip, which is kind of what got me to buy the ticket, was because I was I'm feeling so stagnant. like I love my life, but I'm feeling very stagnant, and I want something else. I want to change. I want to do different things in the morning. I want to have different experiences, different thought patterns, and travel's like something that's amazing for that. It really gets you to think in new ways, because you're looking at, you know, everything around you, and you're figuring out what you want to do that day, and you don't have your normal stuff that you do. You know, I'm just staying at an apartment. We're staying at Marina's aunt's apartment, and like, you know, we don't have any of our stuff there. There's not even any, she doesn't even have like olive oil in the kitchen, right? Like it's just an empty house. And so yeah, my routine has greatly changed. You know, instead of like waking up, eating breakfast at my house, then going to like yoga or something, or going to the gym, and then, you know, working in my office, and then meeting friends after work, like that was kind of just like this redundant kind of routine I was in. Now my routine is like wake up and what? And we've been going to coffee shops every single morning, and just like sitting down and reading and chatting and eating croissants and getting coffee and like doing all of that. And then we just kind of walk around and have fun, or read our books, whatever we're doing, and then go get lunch. And then it's different, and we're in a different place of the city every single week. And like I was saying, like I thrive on this now, because I understand. Sorry, my mom's calling me on WhatsApp. I'm supposed to meet her for lunch today with my aunt. But anyways, so this, you know, getting out of my routine is something that I see as beneficial. Something as I see as like, wow, this can be the spark to my creativity. Like I'm creating this new masterclass, and I'm obviously the Get Your Flow On course is an ever ongoing thing. People can come in at any time, and I'm always creating more things to that as well. So it's like I need to be in my creative energy, which is me being in my feminine energy, and I needed to have a change to do that. So I am telling you guys this because it's like the ED sees change as such a negative thing. Nothing good can happen from change. But I see it as like, this is a great way for me to tap into my creativity. It's a great way for me to experience new things, to have new fresh ideas and content. It's an opportunity for a lot of things, and that's how I want you guys to see it. Instead of fearing the unknown, I want you guys to see the unknown as a vast expansion into the opportunities that could exist. And isn't that like kind of a better way to view it? You've lived your life how you've lived your life probably for a couple years now. Same diet, same routine, same exercise, all of that. It's like you have this one life, why not change? And it's kind of an interesting idea if you think about it, that like we can just radically change if we want. Like I could just cut my hair, dye it pink, I could get some tattoos, I could get some more ear piercings, I could speak a new language and move to a new place and decide to become an architect. I mean, I could do anything besides the car. So like I could do that, and I could just like, you know, start living in Portugal and learn Portuguese and just become a whole different person. I have that ability. Who says I have to stay as who I am right now? That's actually anti-life, because life is always switching and changing. Again, just look at the seasons, switching and changing, switching and changing. Look at civilizations and cultures, switching and changing, switching and changing. So why should I think that I can't change? And I know a lot of you guys are kind of in this feeling of like, oh, I'm never going to get better. I'm always going to have my eating disorder. I'm like, it literally is anti-life for you to say that, which is, let's just be blunt here and honest. That is what the eating disorder is trying to do, is trying to end your life. That is what it's doing, guys. Like, you thrive off of food, you don't eat food. That's going to end your life. And so it's very anti-life, and just notice how many things the eating disorder, you know, does is anti-life. It's like everything it does is anti-life. Change is a beautiful thing. It's fun, and it makes life really juicy and exciting. And so I know for me in my life, I invite change because I'm like, yes. My grandma would say, il n'y a pas de mauvaise expérience. Like, there's no such thing as a bad experience. whether it is, let's say, a bad situation, there's always something you can get out of it, that you can grow from it, that you can learn from it. So in this change, I'm like, even if it's a change into a quote unquote worse thing, I'm like, great, that's how I learn, that's how I grow. I want to learn and I want to grow, because I don't want to be stagnant, because that feels so awful to my feminine energy, which every single human being has. So I feel like every single human being, that feels awful to that side of them. And so it's like, I think we automatically think of like all the negative things that change can bring us, and we don't think about all the positive things. Like, what if you stopped exercising for a couple months and you got your period back and you started feeling sexy again because you have hormones and you're ovulating and you feel healthy, and you start putting yourself out there more, and then you meet this cool person who has this cool job opportunity for you, that's gonna take you out to France, and then you're gonna learn French, and then you're gonna meet a partner over here, and then it's like, okay, like, look at all the things that could possibly happen. There's a billion different like scenarios that I could give to you by just making that one change of like, let me just take off exercise. And positive things, a lot of positive things. So if you're looking at your life right here, right now, and going like, I don't really like it. Like, I know like the eating disorder has felt safe and secure, but like, I don't actually like this. Like, if I was to be 80 years old and look back at my life, like, would I be happy that I lived it like this? If the answer is no, then you should change your relationship with change. And you can start, the first thing you can change is just that, your relationship to change. Start seeing it as, how did I put that again? The vast expansiveness into opportunities. So that's it for today's video. I'm gonna call back my mom and see what time we're gonna go get lunch. But make sure you like this video, make sure you follow. There's a lot more French videos coming out. And so yeah, it's gonna be good. Bye guys.